All right, welcome everybody to the 2021 live Q&A for the Raw Business Festival and Awards for this year. I am Dee. I'm Danielle. Everyone calls me Dee. If you call me Danielle, I either think you're my mother, somebody that I'm in trouble with, or an old primary school teacher. So I'm Dee. Nice to meet you. I am the face behind Raw Success and the 2021 Raw Awards and Business Festival. So I appreciate that you've taken your time out today to join. I know that doing things in the middle of the day is quite hectic, and I've asked you to give up a little bit of time today to jump on, hear some things about the Raw Awards and the Business Festival for this year, and give up a little bit of time. So I appreciate that you've made the time to be here, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Field them at me. So even if you're watching this on the hashtag replay, you can drop your questions under this video, and I'll make sure I swing back around and get those answered for you. So what are the Raw Awards? Okay, well, here we are. The Raw Awards were started. This is the third year that we've had the Raw Awards up and running, and they're basically an alternative to every other awards platform out there. So LD says that LD are good different. I sort of feel like we're the same. We're the Raw Awards, and we're that good different. So we aren't about the stale old way of doing awards where it's based on your metrics, your finances, your followers. None of that matters. Our judges aren't looking for any of that stuff. That stuff's great. And if you've had that success and you've got a zillion followers, honk honk to you. But that really doesn't define what a Raw Award winner is. So let me tell you what they are looking for. So the Raw Awards this year, we have 30 categories. I brought in some new categories, which I am going to break down a little bit because I know there were a few people that asked about some of the categories and which kind of businesses can apply. So I'm more than happy to break that down. And I do have a little tile going up from this week about each award for you as well. So, but basically we've got 30 categories this year. We cover individuals, businesses, brands, and creatives. I am an ex-pop star. Happy to put my hand up and own it. I am passionate and wildly, fiercely passionate about creative industries, particularly in music and art. And I think they're really undervalued and underlooked here in Australia. So that was something that when I started Raw, I really wanted to showcase and highlight our creatives, our wildcats, the people that are out there shaking up the industry and doing things wildly creative, because often they're not the brands and the business owners that are making the zillion dollars. They're doing it with heart, they're doing it with passion, they do it because they love it. And that also brings us into product-based business owners and service-based business owners. And I'm fortunate enough to be sitting in both pockets. So I've had 3 successful product-based businesses, and I still own and co-own the Mibblers. And I also have Raw Success, which is a service-based business. So I sort of understand on both ends what it takes, and it's tough. Business is tough. So in terms of our awards, we really like to showcase the brands and the business owners and the creatives that are really carving out their own niches. So it's not about whether you've just found a product and you're drop shipping online. That's kind of not what we're about. We're fine to support the network marketing and direct selling industries because we understand that that takes hustle as well. So there's, we've got a new category this year called Hustle and Heart. And when I put that together, I really thought about my business owner friends who are in that direct selling or network marketing, because while other business owners don't consider them typical business owners, they really are. They really put a lot of hustle and heart into creating and supporting their families. So that category this year was directly to bring back that kind of catchment of people, because they're rock stars too. So that's a little bit about the Raw Awards. The Raw Awards actually were created to, I guess, buck the trend. So like I mentioned, with a lot of award platforms, and I'm a multi-award winning business owner across Australia and internationally. So I've won different awards for different things. And quite often it comes down to people that are judging you in those awards that don't actually understand what it is you do or what it takes to be in the industry that you're in. So with the Raw Awards, we do it different. So our judging panel are people that have walked the path before you, carved out their own successful businesses within that niche. So they understand what it takes to be in your space. They understand what, how hard it is, how difficult it is, because there's no point in somebody that works on a local council or in a bank judging somebody that's building a product-based business. They just don't get it. It's hard. It's a lot harder than they'll ever understand. And trying to articulate that in a judging process often gets overlooked. So if you're in a product-based business, we've got amazing product developers and product-based owners that would be in that judging panel that would be your judges. So for example, we've got the Clogenics team out of Utah, USA. They are amazing at what they do, and they're back again this year to judge for the 2020 Raw Awards. So they will be judging our product innovation categories and some of those product categories. And they know it, they live it, they're in that jam, they're highly successful, their growth is off the charts over the last 12 months in that space as well. So I'm thrilled to have Jason and the team back. I am still working on piecing all the judges together and putting judges in place, but we do have a couple of our judges that have been previous judges, and I'm hoping will come back this year. Fabulous Tracy Horton, we've got Becky Peros on the call as well. So if I could explain what our judges are like, they're just like you and me, and they're wildly passionate about their businesses, but they're really successful, and they've been able to show their own struggles and their own challenges, and they understand adversity. So in our judging platform, when you put your submission together and you work through your submission this year, think about yourself. It's a great opportunity to actually really dig deep on your business. And the feedback we get every year is that our entrants actually find the process really cathartic, and really something they haven't done for a little while is, check back in with themselves and, think about where they've come from and now where they are. So I think have a look at, have a look at what you can pop into your submission from the time you started through to where you're at now, and then where you're going. So a lot of people have been asking what the criteria for this year's awards are, and we have mixed it up this year. So we're not asking the same questions. We won't be asking you any financial details or turnover. It's irrelevant as far as we're concerned. You can talk about it, but it's totally up to you. What we do ask is, what lights you up about your business? What's your culture like within your business or your brand? As a business owner, what are some of the challenges and adversities that you've overcome in the last 12 months in terms of things like, where you're going and where you're headed? What are you working on? How are you being, unique in your industry, and how do you stand out amongst other people? Because it's tough. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, everybody's got competition and competitors. So I hope that helps a little bit in terms of our judging process and what sort of we're looking for. In terms of how to enter this year's award, so we've got a portal this year. So last year we ran very manual judging process, so everyone had to send everything in and then it was sent to the judges. This year I invested in an online platform where everything's online, which makes things fabulous. So we have an online portal that you can go to. There are 30 categories are listed there as categories that you can enter. You do need to enter each category separately, and I apologize that that's quite frustrating. We had somebody that entered 7 categories yesterday, and I appreciate that it takes time. The reason we've had to do it that way is because each judging panel will have access to different submissions. So by doing it individually, it means we can allocate it to the right judge without it getting messy on the back end. But once you've entered the categories, you'll be sent through to us, and then we approve you as an entrant. And once you've been approved as an entrant, you'll receive an email. That email has all the details on where to find your submission template. And this year you can download that submission template and you can enter via creative PDF. And in our awards, you can get as creative as you like on that PDF. You want to put photos and stickers, and you want to draw, if you want to turn it into an artwork, if you want to add little clips, go for it. What we ask is that you just keep it to 5 pages long, because our judges are busy and there's lots of people that enter. Or if you're brave enough, you can enter via video. We had some amazing videos come through last year that were able to jump on. Some of the musicians that entered, some of the creatives, some of the product-based businesses and service-based business owners just got on. They showed us what they were about. They introduced us a little bit more to their world. It was awesome. So you have the option this year of doing a 5-page, up to 5 pages. You don't have to do 5 pages, up to 5 pages or 5 minutes in video. So once you start getting your access to your portal, you'll have all of that stuff you can download, and then you can start working on uploading your submission. So you can send links, you can send images, you can upload your submission, and we give you access to edit that submission right up until the closure date. So I have to be really clear on this, because I think people are leaving it a bit late and thinking, oh, well, I've got to the 31st of July to enter. Wrong. You have till the 31st of July to enter, but you also have to have your submission finished and uploaded into the portal by the 31st of July. So I can't stress that enough. It all has to be up and done by the 31st of July. So I hope that helps in clarifying that, because I think people thought they had till the 31st of July to get their entry in, and then they'd be able to work on their submission. But it's not like that. We have to have everything, all your entry and your submission in by the 31st of July. Now, there are some people that panic and freak out about entering awards and working through submissions and suffer a little bit of imposter syndrome, or get a little bit in their head about, oh, well, why would I be a great, why would I win? Or what's the point? I'm not there yet. I'm not big enough. I'm not making enough money. I can only invite some of our winners back on to talk about, I guess, their own businesses and what their experience was like. Because I think what you might find is, by listening to previous winners of the Roar Awards, it wasn't about being the biggest person in the room or being the most typical successful business in the room. It was about what they put into their application that told the judges who they are and what they're about. And that actually can't be measured by anything other than the effort and the information that you provide. So while sending links to your Facebook pages and your website and everything are great, realistically, our judges will know nothing about you perhaps. And so, from feedback last year from our judges, some people really missed the opportunity to really explain well what they did. They sort of went too much into backstories and things and didn't really kind of make it clear what they did. So by the time judges got sort of halfway through the submissions, they were like, oh, I get it. This is what you do. So my advice would be, when working through the submission, to keep it really clear, and also get someone to, I guess, read over it. There's plenty of people that offer, award support if you need somebody to help write your application or piece your application together. Mel's in the group here. I know we've got other people as well who are happy to put their hand up and say, look, if you need some support and help, Mel's an award winner. So I guess in terms of working through your application, always make sure that you give it to somebody to have a look through and proofread, because we had lots of people that had simple spelling mistakes in their awards last year, or it might have been that they've actually accidentally gone back and it looked like they deleted part of their line or something because their sentence didn't make sense. So, some of the judges were like, this was a great application, but they just didn't proofread it. So I think all of those little things, if you're going to go into the Roar Awards, I think go into it with full gusto. One thing about our in-person events and our awards platform is it's fun, it's loud, it's inclusive, diversive, different. It is a really fabulous crew to be part of. I have seen some of the most amazing collaborations and support come out of the last 2 years for the Roar Awards. Last year, we were able to get an in-person event down here in Port Fairy, where I am, and we had a pop-up event on the Sunshine Coast. And the people that came that didn't take trophies home on the night, they didn't care, because it wasn't about the trophy. It was, sure, the trophy's nice, but we also don't put the only focus on just taking home the trophy on the night. It's got to be about the opportunity to connect and have, the opportunity to solidify really good relationships with those people while you're there in person, because what happens after that is the magic. And that is the true value in entering the 2021 Roar Awards. It's the opportunity to create a new crew, inject a little bit of color and flavor in your network, get some people around you that will help rally, and also the people that understand, because, as business owners, we all know it. I talk about business with my family and friends, and they glaze over and they look at me and they're like, I don't understand why you do what you do. Like, it's all just a bit too much. So it's really nice to have a crew that I can go, hey, is anyone else noticing this, this, and this? And people go, I get it, it's tough. But your family and friends aren't really those people. And so it's really nice to have a crew that's really supportive and lift you up on those days when you're having a tough day, cheer for you when you're having, those wins and those successes, and are there for you when you really need that support, because it's really hard to find it otherwise. So I can only say that I'm really proud of the crew that we have and the network that Raw's building, and we're getting bigger every year, and people are talking about Raw in a really different way. So it's always injected with a lot of energy and a lot of enthusiasm. So I think sometimes it can come off like, what is this? I've never heard of this. And but yeah, I just wanted to touch a little bit too on why you should enter our awards. I get it, right? Even I'm sick of award platforms right now. And I've been on my social media going, I really picked the worst time to launch the Raw Awards, because I feel like every awards is just like verbally vomiting all over my social media. So I'm just as over it. So you have choice. I appreciate you have choice, and we are a choice you can make. So why would you enter the Raw Awards? Potentially, if you had a choice to pick us and some other award platform, I guess, look, it's up to you. At the end of the day, you are, as business owners, we often look at opportunities to market our business, opportunities to, toot our own horns and to have things to be proud of. I can only tell you that as this platform grows, we're becoming more innovative. We change things up. We keep things fresh. So, even this year, if you've entered the last 2 years of Raw, you're not going to get the same questions asked of you this year. It's mixed up. It's relevant to now. It's not about doing things the same old cookie cutter way. It's also not about, like I said, being the biggest ego in the room either, because what you find is when you come to an event like ours, it's all walks of life. We have the little wallflowers that walk in that are really nervous, and then we have the crazy wild Kate Currys and Mel's and all these people, Becky Peros, that come in, and they're all fabulously colorful and wildly outrageous, and it just makes for the best time ever. And I think when considering entering awards, consider why you want to enter, consider what the benefit to you might be, and I think also look at the categories. When you're entering a category, make sure it's a category that you'd be really proud to scream from the top of the rafters if you won. So to give you an example, Wildcat of the Year was a category that I introduced last year. It was our most entered category last year. And it was crazy, the amount of the amount of energy that was around that award. But Sandy, I think, who's on our call, was our winner for Wildcat of the Year. And yeah, God, she tooted her horn that night. It was fabulously awesome to see, but it was a hotly contested category. But the one thing I noticed, as soon as Sandy won it, she was out there telling everyone why she was the Wildcat of the Year, like what made her the standout. So it just gave her the confidence to really own that win. And like I said, if you're going to enter a category, what's relevant to you? What's relevant to your business? What's relevant to, what's going to light you up, what's going to make you really want to be the winner of that category. And like I said, if you don't win the trophy, it's not about the trophy on the night, it's about your dance moves. So you have to bring your energy and bring your A game, bring your best attitude, because realistically, I've been to award platforms before where the whole night's been speeches and awards, and there's this build up in the room, and then when you don't win, you just feel so flat. You're like, why did they win? I didn't get it. Like, are they friends? You start thinking all these things. Raw's not about that. We're like done and dusted in about 45 minutes. There's no speeches. There's no, we get you up there, we toot your horn, get off, it's the next person, let's get them up. And then it is about networking. It's about kicking off your shoes, dancing, talking to people. We have a lot of fun that happens. So it's not about sitting in a boring room with 3 hours of speeches and feeling awful when you leave because you haven't won, and having not had the opportunity to network and connect. And don't get me wrong, I've had fun at other awards platforms, but when I was creating this, I really wanted to create it so that you get the best value out of being in that room. If you're going to invest in this platform and this program, then we want you to get the best. We want you to go away with a whole crew of people that you just think, these are my people. and an opportunity really to celebrate your own success. Because at the end of the day, that's what's raw. That is what raw is about. It's about you and your success. And that can't be measured just by somebody's opinion. It has to be how you articulate that to our judges, because our judges can look at, people online and social media pages and that sort of stuff, but without really knowing more about you and your story, that's what's going to have the connection with our judging panel. And when our judges are in that space themselves and they listen or they read through your application, they'll get it because they're the right people in the right space. The one thing we do differently as well is that raw actually give you feedback. Now, I have to have full disclosure on this. I have had conversations with people that have said that the feedback actually was quite like shocking and, oh my God, like they said this about my business. And I wasn't ready to hear that, because the feedback is something you do really well, something that they, a critique or something that you can work on or, slick up or make better, and then a tip directly from them to you. So I only would say that the feedback has been a really important part of the whole Raw Awards for for the last couple of years. And simply because I, as an entrant to other awards programs, always wondered why I didn't win and I got third, or why I did win and somebody else got second, if I thought that someone else had if I won this award and then I thought, oh God, why did I get it? Why did the judges think I was a better fit or a better candidate? So I think the feedback has been such a pivotal part of the process, and our judges are so amazing. I can't thank them enough. I have they are so giving and so dedicated in their commitment to that. And it takes a lot of time, and we really appreciate, they really give a lot of their, their experience and their, their own kind of, I guess, guidance for you as well. So I have to say that the judges' feedback, it can be a bit disruptive in terms of, hearing something that maybe they think you didn't do well in your application. Hey, but you still could win. But also taking that feedback, that if it's a really positive feedback, something you're doing really well, that sometimes can be the thing you go back and read over, during a really hard time through your business. Having that little piece of feedback from somebody who's a total rock star in that industry can be that little boost that you need. Sometimes it's hard when your family and friends or your partner says, you're doing great, everything's great. And you think, you have no idea, my life is hell. My business is, collapsing. COVID's got me crazy and down. I think sometimes having the feedback to go back and reflect on is such a nice gift that Raw offer in terms of that as well. So I'd love to open it up. Does anyone have any questions? You can drop them in the chat down the bottom. I'm happy to shoot through and answer any questions that you have if somebody's considering entering or not sure about an area. But Mel, I would love to invite you on as a former winner. I know you've got your trophy there and you've got your fabulous purple hair ready. I'd love for you to just, I guess, explain, you've entered lots of different awards too, why Raw is different for you and, what you got out of it, trophy excluded.
Sure. Morning or afternoon, wherever you are. And I'm not just being a wanker. I have it on my business desk in my office. So, and I just carry it around, but it's pretty cool when my kids don't steal it. It's bloody heavy though, so might be a paperweight. Morning for everyone who doesn't know me. My name's Mel Voidis. I've actually got 3 businesses that I've entered in different awards for the past couple of years. I've entered 2 different businesses into Raw the last 2 years in a row, and was really lucky or grateful to come out placing in both of those awards, which is awesome. So probably the Noosa Awards 2 years ago was the last one that I attended in person, thanks COVID. But it was probably one of the best nights of my life. It was so fun. I actually forgot that it was an awards and ended up convincing everyone to go swimming in the pool after midnight with me. So,
and we did. There's not many awards that you can go to where you're all dressed up nicely and then someone goes, who's coming in the pool? And everyone just strips off and jumps in.
Strips off and comes in. With swimmers on, by the way. It wasn't that kind of party, but I think it was hilarious because I remember getting up and the makeup artist came and tried to make me look all like bougie, and then the awards started, and I think about half half an hour after it started, I was like, I don't even need my heels for this. Like we're at a lake house in Noosa. I think I just put my Havaianas on and was just relaxed for the rest of the night. So I don't know any other awards event that I would have felt comfortable doing. You know, I'm usually struggling in my heels for hours on end and sitting there and all prim and proper. And yeah, it's really just not my jam. So I think Raw was definitely where I found my people. The business connections and friendships that I even made from that awards, I'm still talking to those people. They're my new clients. I've opened my third business this year as an awards writer, and most of my clients are actually people that I've met from Raw 2 years ago, which is just incredible. I know we've got another awards writer here and judge, Donna. I don't know if her video's on, but she's amazing. She actually hosted a satellite event for us last year, for us New South Wales people that couldn't get down to Melbourne due to COVID. So Donna graciously hosted a dinner party at her place, and we logged in live to watch Raw Awards Melbourne last year. And that was incredible. And that's where I got this bad boy from. Donna came first in the overall judge's choice, and I came second. And that was just, I was stoked. So
I guess that's a good lead in too, because somebody did just ask, I think it was Rachel asked, do people have to attend the event in person if they're nominated in the awards? And the answer is no, we cover you. So that is what your entry fee covers. Your entry fee covers the ability for us to send out, you know, all the winners packs, all the trophies, and there were pop-up events. And honk honk to Donna. Donna pulled off a cracker New South Wales pop-up for the Raw Awards last year. And as Mel mentioned, is another writer that can help with awards. I think she's won a bazillion of them herself. So yeah, but I have to say that depiction of what Raw is about, I don't think I wore shoes the first year that I hosted that event, and I will wear shoes this year, but it's not about being in that sort of stuffy, uncomfortable, sit down formal dinner. Raw's event this year is cocktail style, live music, mini golf, a punch bar, you know, DJ, smoke machine, light show. I'm not going to give everything away, but it's going to be really fun. So I think that's another thing that we do different. It's not just a typical awards night. It's a festival. It's an opportunity to celebrate, to come, to be inspired, to kick your shoes off, put your Havaianas in, and get comfortable and be really part of something different. I just wanted to shoot through. There's been a couple of questions come through. Mel just wrote, if we're entering multiple categories, are there multiple entry fees? Yes. So every category that you enter, it will be a $99 fee to enter. That covers you to be part of the exclusive Facebook group we run. So we also run breakout sessions with our judging panel. So you get some really good insight into tips and tricks and things that they're doing. We had the guys from Klajonics last year that just gave so much info in product development and how to save costs and how to save time. And Brendan Gillen, who's back again this year, who's part of the e-commerce team. He's a top 50 e-commerce guy in Australia. He's so good at what he knows. The sessions that I ran with him for the group last year were just so valuable. So there's so much value given behind the scenes. I think you know, I appreciate that not everyone's going to get to the in-person event where you can see our guest speakers and be part of that, but we definitely offer that as part of your entry. So once you're entered, we make you part of our little exclusive Raw crew for 2021, and we give you lots of good stuff. So I've just started piecing the group together this year already. I will tell you though that this year we've got some really fun things that we're offering our entrants as well. We've got some digital assets, so we've got some great little gifts that you'll be able to overlay on your photos to show people that you're part of the Raw party, so it won't matter where you are in the country. We are having the event this year in Brisbane at Victoria Park. I've hired Victoria Park on September 9th and September 10th, so it's a 2-day event. I will have more information about that. If you are a Raw entrant, you'll get access to buy tickets to that event from now. The reason I haven't gone public with it is we want to give our entrants first opportunity to enter the awards once you've entered to be able to attend the event. We only have 100 tickets available for the 2-day conference, and we're allowed to tack on 20 more for the actual night. So there's only 20 partner tickets. So we're only giving that to the entrants at the moment. So if you do want to come to that event, you got to get in quick, and then you can book your ticket, because at the end of this month, I'll open, and whatever else is available will be able to be snapped up. But I'm fairly confident we're going to sell out. So, and gosh, you've got so many questions. Okay, here we go. So if we're entering, when we're finding out who the judges are. Okay, so good question, Sharon. All the judges are being pieced together over the next 2 weeks, and I'll build all the profiles. So each judge gets a profile put onto our website. We don't actually tell you which judge is judging which category per se. Usually we've got a couple of judges for each category. And the reason we don't do that is just to keep it from being able to be manipulated. You can probably guess which categories they're judging. Last year, we had the fabulous Cameron Mitchell, who is one of the best choreographers in Australia. Tony Modolo, who's the head of Warner Music Australia, and Katie Underwood, former Bardo girl, now turned Underwood Healing superstar. And just a little tip, Katie might be at our Royal Award event this year as a guest. So if you're coming, you might get to meet that redhead in person. Donna, you said you might not come. Maybe that'll twist your arm. But they judged our category for Best Artist, Musician and Creative last year. And it was awesome because they are all in different industries within that creative space, but they have such a vast array of knowledge and experience that the feedback and the winners were amazing. So, and I think some have gone on now to collaborate with themselves, competitors that are now like doing awesome stuff together. So the judges, I'm hoping, will be up in the next couple of weeks. So we'll have a featured profile. There's still a couple I've got to go back to and invite back for this year. I'm working through it as I go. And with 30 categories this year, we've got a few new faces and some that are household names. So watch this space. We don't try and keep it secret on purpose. At Raw, we put our judges up. We've got people like Tara Jolie, who is a hugely successful reality TV star over in the States. We had Jamie Grayson, who's the baby guy, New York City, back. We've got a few back this year who support Lee Holmes from Supercharged Foods. So I will reveal all of the new faces and the old faces from last year, and I'll get that up. So I'm hoping at the end of this month. But as soon as they're up, I'll definitely share that as well. But just let me say this. I headhunt the best judges that I think should be in the place of judging the people or the categories that I've set. So like I said, you're not going to have somebody that's in a wonky industry trying to understand your industry or what you do. If they haven't done it or it's not similar to what they would understand, then they're not going to be judging that category. So I only pick the best is what I will say. I think Becky's was blaming you, Mel, for throwing her in the pool. So a great question. Another great question. What does winning a Raw Award do for you and your business? Well, I guess Mel touched on that earlier. It really does give you the opportunity to expand your network and your own opportunities within that network. Like Mel said, she's picked up clients. She's got great friends now. She's had a great support network. Even somebody like Mel and somebody like Donna, who potentially would go head to head on a client for, writing an awards submission, there's no beef there because there's only love. And if Donna was full and couldn't take someone on, she'd be swinging them Mel's way and vice versa. So I think in this, it also shows you that, having the opportunity to be part of this, it's more than the competitive angle. There's so much power in collaboration, and Raw's all about that connection, collaboration, and not about the ego and the arrogance. So what it can do for your business is, it's as loud as you want to roar. I mean, we had people featured in the paper. We had people doing cool killer collaborations that have now gone on to do, million views on YouTube because of the collaborations that they've done. It's really up to you. But like Mel said, it makes a pretty good paperweight as a trophy. It's not a cheap trophy, by the way. These are like cracking trophies. Like I put a lot of effort into finding the perfect, rainbow, all colors, all fabulousness trophies. So if you are lucky to get one, they make a pretty nice addition, and you can use that then to say that you're an award-winning business owner, an award-winning creative or musician, an award-winning service provider, and it does give you weight in an industry. It does give you credibility, particularly because our categories and our awards are judged by industry professionals. So you have had to win on genuine judging. It's not just you've paid to win an award, you've sponsored a particular platform that gives you better leverage to win. It's not public vote that can be manipulated. That was another thing we did differently. I appreciate that there's awards out there that run on public vote, and that's exhausting as a business owner. I've entered them, and you're begging people to enter, you're begging people to nominate you, you're begging people then to vote, and it's really hard. It's hard slog. It feels a bit desperate and yucky, so we don't make you do that. It's not part of our platform. And if you're part of the 2021 Raw Awards, yes, you get access to our breakout rooms. So we'll have lots of really good sessions running. I can't wait to reveal everybody that we've got part of this year's event, but I'm just holding out till I've got everybody locked in. I'm just having a look. So we've got a fabulous time the past 2 years with Raw Awards. We'll be hosting another Fab Cocktail Awards party for New South Wales entrants and finalists this year. I'm assuming that is Donna. Yep, Donna, I've got you. Are you streaming live again for those who can't travel interstate? Yes, we will be. So the only thing we won't be doing this year is last year I tried to do way too many things, and I tried to run an in-person event. And I had a private Zoom group going for all of the finalists that were in the awards, and I ran it live on Facebook. I realized that even though I sort of pulled it off, it wasn't as slick as it could have been. And it definitely meant that I was torn throughout the night running around, trying to make sure everybody was involved. So this year I won't have the live Zoom group with the final entrants, but we will Zoom in and run it across our social media platform. So you can, if you're going to have a hashtag pajama party at home, you can you can join the live cross, and for those pop-ups that are watching in, you can do the big screen and do the and the cross that way as well. So I just won't have the private group this year. So I hope that helps. Don't wait to be nominated. So I hear this all the time about awards, that people are like, they're waiting to be nominated. Don't wait. I've never waited to be nominated. I throw my hat in the ring every time I want to take home an award. Back yourself. The best thing about being part of the Raw Awards is that you're proud of the business that you're building. You're proud of the creative individual that you are. You're proud of the service business that you've done. Don't wait for someone to recognize or acknowledge you, because most time it's just them using a fake email and a fake name anyway. We've all done it. So back yourself, enter, go through the category list, have a look at the categories. Somebody asked, can you enter more than one category? You can enter as many categories as you like. Like I said, I had somebody yesterday, Mel just said all of them. You can enter all of them if you cross those, those gaps in covering them. But we had somebody enter 7 yesterday, who has a couple of different angles to their business and is putting themselves across it this year because they really want to boost their marketing. So they're using this as their opportunity to invest in their marketing, and that is what you can do. So look at it like, if you're investing in the Raw Awards, make the most out of it and invest in the right categories for you. Becky just wrote, it was the best, really connected with the pool crew, and we have a mission to repeat it with Jess at some point. Yeah, this is the thing. You really will meet people that, even when, it's been 2 years since that event, it's been a year since the last event, and you bring it up with somebody who was there and they instantly smile and they instantly have this like, oh, take me back. I just want to do it all over again. So that, if that gives you an idea, that's sort of what it's like. So I'm just scrolling through. Raw's about connecting with like-minded people to share experiences and knowledge. Yes, Rowena, she came to our Raw retreat that we held earlier this year in Dalesford. So yes, definitely. And when Ro came, she came with a business buddy of hers. They didn't know anybody other than myself. And by the end of it, they're driving back and forth now to connect and have coffee catch-ups. And, and that's the other thing. It's the effort that you make on, I guess, the backside of this too, about how you're going to leverage it. Donna just wrote, remember the media and PR opportunities that come from your finalist announcement and your winners announcement, leveraging yourself as the expert in your industry. So third-party credibility gives you a trust seal for a lifetime that turns followers into paying customers. I can help you with the media and PR opportunities afterwards. So fabulous offer from Donna. So if you end up being a finalist, you take home a third, a second, or a first, get in touch, toot your horn, tell the world. And if you can't do it yourself, get somebody who can get you a little bit of that PR, get in the front page of your newspaper, because you totally deserved it. So, couple of things. Yes, our awards are open to male, female, non-binary, whatever you identify at, all the colors, all the spectrums. If you're in it, we'll have you. So we're open. It's not a women's only. It's not, we're not exclusive. There's a lot to learn from men and women within an industry, and we are absolutely about championing. I can't even speak properly. All of them. So Sandy, who was one of our winners, said it's so worth entering. Definitely back yourself. Raw connected me with so many great people, and there have been some brilliant collaborations. And Mel just wrote, enter yourself. You only live once. That's right. Hashtag YOLO. So look, I hope that helps in terms of giving a little bit more of an insight. The awards event itself and the 2-day business festival is being pieced together at the moment, but it will be a full day of on September 9th. We're doing a full day from 8 p.m. till 8 p.m. That's a bit late to start, isn't it? 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. So it'll be a full day of networking, collaboration. We've got a few surprises, some opportunities to get a little bit outside of the box. And then from 4 p.m. till 5 p.m. you get a break, so you can go home, change, swan around, hang out if you want to. And then 5 p.m. we invite you back. We've got a punch bar that we've hired. We've got mini golf. We've got live music, and we've just got some fun to be able to solidify, shake off a little bit of that COVID funk, talk to some people that you've mingled with throughout the day. So that's day one. Day two, we've got basically we're just doing a big 3-hour power bruncheon. So we've got some amazing people attending that bruncheon, and this will be a great opportunity to really solidify the relationships in that room, really connect, really get some good brain juice going for yourself, get a little bit of, mojo, get a little bit of pop in your hop, and then we kick you out. So from about 12:30, 1 o'clock, it's bye Felicia, you go get yourself fabulously ready, because by 5 p.m. we're going to invite you back for the hottest ticket in town. So that will be the 2021 Raw Awards evening, and that is able to be attended by a partner or a friend, your business buddy, your business bestie, your neighbor, your dad, your granddad, or your dad with the great dance moves. But you just have to make sure that they know what they're attending, because when they get there, it's going to be on. So you don't have to attend the in-person event, but like I said, there's 100 tickets available for the 2-day festival. And then we've got 20 partner tickets. So I know it doesn't sound like a lot. And the quickest way to get part and privy of that is to enter yourself. So is anyone here stuck on any other part, I guess, of the awards, or have any questions? I'm more than happy to keep fielding. I think I got through the ones that were already there. But does anyone have anything else they want to ask? I can see people power chatting. What I will say is this: I really created this platform to highlight a big gap in the industry. So for me personally, I felt like there was a real lost opportunity for businesses to come together in a way that really, really shakes up your own, I guess, inhibitions and your own reservations about being part of something. I know that I've been to events before where I've walked into a room and think, oh my God, I really don't know anybody. And you get nervy, and and it really is about just, investing, I guess, in yourself. And also, like I said, I appreciate there's a lot of awards out there. I have been speaking with many of the members in my membership club, and, friends and family and people that are, feeling like, there's so many awards, and lots of them have fees. Some are free to enter. I would say this: you'll never get a hard sell out of me. There's no love lost if this year's not your year and you've listened to this and you think, oh, I'm going to go that way, or I'm not going to do anything this year. That's totally up to you. But what I would say that is, if you do invest in the 2021 awards, I will work my ass off to make sure that you understand that you've invested and that you've made the right decision for you. I'll make sure that you're connected, that you're inspired, that you've got access to the best people in the industry, and that we really make sure that if you're part of what we're building, that we'll embrace you wholeheartedly. So yeah, so I just wanted to thank everybody again for their time. I appreciate that, it's busy, it's the middle of the day, you're all probably starting to get hungry. But what I wanted to do before you jump off is I want to just do a screenshot, because Sharon always tells me off because I forget to do these. So I would like to put your best faces on. So if you've got your camera off, flick it on so I can do a little screenshot, and then I'll share it on my social media. I just wanted to do a shout out because I can see a few people here now. Paul Verco was our music man at our Noosa party 2 years ago. Paul will be back this year. I'm going to beg, plead and steal him for our event in Brizzy. I want him to do our acoustic music. I want him to DJ because he's awesome. So hopefully Paul will be able to attend. All right, so everyone do your smiley faces, and I will attempt. I always look ridiculous because I'm always concentrating, so I'm going to be the one in a photo like this. All right, let me go. All right, say cheese. All right, I hope that worked. Otherwise, we're all going to look crazy. Doesn't matter. I'll tag everybody. So does anyone else have any other questions that they would like answered while they have the opportunity to? You're all okay? I hope that helps. Kylie wrote, I love my photo. Well, Kylie, you look fabulous because you were like prepped, ready to go. And Mel just wrote, don't forget your hardworking tradies mates who run their businesses. Yeah, look, like I said, Raw this year is really open to all walks of life. So you can be a butcher, you can be a baker, you can be the candlestick maker. You can literally walk all sorts of life. I will clean up and ensure that from today, those tiles go up to give you a little bit more insight. I know, Julia, you asked about the Hustle and Heart award. Realistically, when I picked that award as a category this year, I was thinking about the business owners that really have to work in those sort of network marketing, direct selling, the people that are sort of, the startup businesses, the businesses that are really trying to build something. They're hustling on the side. It's like that sideline, sort of business. So I hope that, but I will get a bit more specific about that, because in retrospect to other businesses, we've got Social Change Hero making a difference. So I wanted that Hustle and Heart to be more inclusive about those kind of the startup, the doTERRA sellers, the people that are kind of out there trying to build those little businesses in that space. Because I feel like the first year we had that covered and then we knocked it out last year, but the feedback was they wanted to be part of this. So I'm bringing it back for 2021. So I just wanted to say thank you all so much for jumping on. I super appreciate it. I hope that helps. I would love to see you all enter the 2021 Raw Awards. If you haven't already, please, if you want to come to the hottest ticket in town in Brisbane, we would love to have you there. It's going to be so much fun. And hey, if you know somebody in business, if you've got a business friend, if you have somebody that needs a boost, feel free to nominate them. The nomination form's still open at www.rawsuccess.com. You can go and nominate your business friends. We'll let them know. And then it's totally up to them as to whether or not they come and be part of the 2021 Raw Awards. You have until July 31st, 2021 at midnight to get your entry and submission in. So once you've entered, you'll get access to our little secret Raw Crew group. That's where all the breakout sessions happen, the behind the scenes look, access to the tickets and all the fun stuff. So the quicker you get in, the quicker you can be part of it. So thank you again so much. Super appreciate it. Have a fabulous Tuesday. Thank you for being part of the Raw Success, Raw Awards, Raw Crew. Even if you haven't entered yet, I'm really appreciative to have you all here. Hope to see you all in person soon. Can't wait to bring the good vibes. Everybody's pumped. Look, Mel's pumped. Sandy's pumped. All right, so I'm going to sign off. Have a fabulous Tuesday afternoon. Go out and get raw. If I can help with any other questions or be part of helping answer or pointing you in the right direction, you can drop into the inbox, shoot me through an email, or jump on the website for more. But I hope to see you all very soon. Have a fabulous Tuesday.